If we're gonna talk about what's the soul of Colombia, this place is where everything started. It feels like roots, it feels like home. I think right now this is my truth. I'm going to be a representation of my culture. Dreams are big. Dreams are big. Being on the road, creating this album, feeling the energy of my Latina community was poof. If I could put like a camera with that specific energy vision, it would be like, wow. I found a way to be just Carolina again. And I think I'm ready to show the most genuine, authentic version of who I am. It has been crazy that you have been interviewing people, great musicians their whole life.
Oh, I'm blessed. But this
You're
is
blessed.
super special.
Welcome to Colombia.
I think you have the special chair.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, it's so good to be here. Thank you for inviting us. I've wanted to visit as long as I can remember.
It's your first time in Colombia, or?
Yes, and my first time in Colombia, and I'm here. So it's not like I went to a main city and took my first step. I landed, got on another plane, and came to a place which has been described by someone who was born here as deep Colombia.
I have to say that you're here is gonna be like super special for my country, because this place has like a lot of history in music, in culture, traditions, roots. So thank you.
Thank you.
We're gonna have so much fun.
So glad. Well, first of all, I'm so glad to finally get a chance to meet you. And for people watching this, you know, we've been playing your music and loving your music for so long, and we've spoken in quarantine like we all did that way between that and that.
Since that time, yeah. I remember, no, my last album, the one before that one.
Yeah.
We started like talking.
That's right. But to meet you and to meet you here is fantastic, and welcome home.
Thank you.
This album is about home. This beautiful new album is about coming home, and I think from what I can gather, listening to it and understanding from what your team have kind of told me, that kind of realizing what is really special, really once and for all about where you're from and who you are as a person.
Yeah, you know, like now that you are talking to specifically at that point, I get like super emotional and happy, because
We're going to work up to that. We can't have you crying in the first 30 seconds.
No, I'm not gonna cry. It's because it's just to explain how hard it was for me to get to the point to choose this was gonna be the way that I was going to be going.
Yeah.
You know, like I was on tour, like so many things happening at that time, like the success of my last album, the success of the tour, that it was my first time like having a tour like that big, so many places, and it was like hard to find. I think I was kind of lost. So what's gonna be next? And trying to understand myself, like my team asking me, hey, what are your plans? What do you really wanna do? Or what do you wanna do? And I don't know, I think being right now, sitting here, like explaining to you the process of what I have done with this album, it's amazing, because it's a dream come true to have like all the genres that I touch, the musicians that I work with, producers, composers, the places that I went to get this album done, like even the time that I had to took to myself to be out of everything and be really focused on the process. It was even like super amazing for me, because it's kind of, I found a way to be just Carolina again, you know? So in all the ways, to make this album was beautiful.
It's so personal from the minute you press play. I mean, there's a wonderful sort of song and intro. It's very intimate. You're drawn into an experience that doesn't feel professionally recorded. It doesn't feel like it's the start of anything. It just feels like you captured something, and that's how the album starts. Can you just, to be super granular, can you just tell us what the intro is and how you recorded it?
The intro is about like an artist that I admired my whole life when I was a kid, like I had first two loves in music. One of them was Thalia.
Yeah.
And to have her, just I had the opportunity to show her the album, and we were there. We were like, they were recording and everything, and there was a video where she told me like, "Oh my God, you're coming from this to that, and now you are this."
Yeah.
And then I asked her if I could I use this for the intro of my album? It would be like the perfect intro because the album is like I'm touching like genres from different countries from Latin America. When I was on tour, I have to tell that I felt that I was Latina more than just Colombia. You know, like I felt the love that big in every place that I went, that I felt that I was from Mexico the same way that I was from Costa Rica, from Paraguay, from like Santo Domingo, even Puerto Rico. So I think it gave me the strength to take the decision to do this. So for me, she was like the perfect intro for my album. Like she, as an idol of Latin American people, like to give me the bless for the rest of the things that I was going to do in the album was perfect for me.
You talk about a generational environment that you've created for this album, and it's true. When you listen to it, there's moments which feel 20, 25, even futuristic club moments, but not that many. A lot of them are very reflective and thoughtful. There's nostalgia to it. I want to talk a little bit later about the song you've done with the 57-piece orchestra, which is incredible. There's a traditional Vallenato song. There's so much on this album. I think like you've sort of made the album that you want to hear, haven't you? Isn't this
myself?
Yeah.
Like even that's
your perfect album as a fan of this music.
Yes, like I was like, okay, if I'm going to do that, was like my first thing to do when I was like, what's gonna be my next step? What would be like the perfect album for Karol G?
You call it a tape? That's
No, and I write it down.
Yeah, because that's what it is. It's almost like you're composing something like a mixtape, and then you go and you fill it in, right? Because that's what you want to hear.
Exactly. I think this is the first time that I created something since really the beginning. Like I started from nothing to start like creating. The other albums were like I was on the way,
Sessions
doing music,
and,
doing sessions, and then I put everything together and it came with a narrative and everything. But this one started like me writing down what would be my perfect album. So I even wrote down like even like emotions, moods, what I really want myself to hear, to feel, to the people, to make them feel identified with everything. I wrote everything down, musicians, genres of music, everything. So I think this album is perfect because of that. This is the perfect playlist that I will listen when I'm with my friends, when I'm like driving in my car, when I'm in a boat, just having fun. It's kind of, this is me. Like I love music from everywhere, and to have the opportunity to know the world, to know so many places, it gives you like the opportunity to explore and try different genres, different vibes. But I think right now this is my truth. Like I do urban music from so many years, but I have been just putting so different genres in every album that I've done, just to feel how people is going to feel me in different genres that I was ready to do what I've done with this album, you know?
So much to talk to you about. I have so many questions. How important has kind of success and the confidence you get from knowing that you can achieve your dreams that you started to have when you were young, to make you realize that, you know what, I can go back to the way I used to do it as a kid, and I can make it up and do it the way I want. I don't feel the pressure to follow anything, I think is what I'm saying, right? This doesn't feel like an album that follows Mañana Será Bonito. It feels like a fresh start almost.
And even it's hard to feel that is something fresh when it has all the genres that represent us as a Latino. Like we all grew up listening to all those genres. So they don't feel that they're new because I didn't change them. Like I really wanted to go to the roots, and I went back to all the maestros in the music, like even the arrangement people. I went to all of them in every genre, so it feels more than new and fresh. It feels like home. It feels like roots. It feels like what we used to be, and now what we're kind of forgetting where we come from. And I think that's the most beautiful part of all of this, is to that this give me opportunity to even like remember where I come from, where like all the universe that as a Latinos we are. We're not just urban or reggaeton music. As a Latinos, we are like a universe of styles, roots, and everything. So I think about what you're saying about the confidence to do this, like I think I'm not always this confident. Like in my process of this so many years that I've been working in the music, I think I have passed in very insecurity moments, like not confident, like not feeling it. But I think this one especially is the one that I feel this is my way to go. Like I don't feel that I could go anywhere else with this next album. I was always I thought in a moment to do like an album in English. So I don't know, I'm in this moment of my life, in my career. This is the moment to try to get to new places, like new roots, new vibes. But what about if when I was in Europe and feeling all those places full of Latinos, I was like, I really want to be this person that make them feel that I'm bringing a piece of home. And I really want to do this even bigger. Maybe I can try to do all the genres that I love to hear. And I went to all of them with so much respect and with so much love, with
And
so much care.
curiosity as well.
And curiosity,
That's the thing I
exactly.
think that I really take from your story. I watched your film. I loved watching your film. What an amazing story. Full of highs and lows and challenges and successes, you know, already, and incredible.
Thank you.
But you're so curious. Like, you love to learn, right? Like, I mean, you produced this record and you basically produced this album with people, but this is your body of work, you know? You're a songwriter. I don't think a lot of people truly know that you don't go into sessions and people write for you. You write and allow people into your process.
I just think that when people sees a team, they always try to get you.
But I think you're the head of the team.
And
it's
like
yeah.
they just try to get you out of the success,
Yeah.
you know? But I really believe in teamwork.
Yeah.
I love to write with people. I love to work with different producers. I think it's the way to evolve and to keep like finding new ways of expressing my feelings, my, you know, like, I don't know, it's all about evolving and using love in a different way of what I do. And if we speak here about stories about our life, I think we're just gonna find different ways, like your ways and my ways. And to put that together with a team, it's what I love. That I just want everyone feeling identified with my songs and that I speak for them. But in this album was crazy because I learned so much.
Yeah.
Like so much.
Tell us a story. Tell us a story about where.
Okay,
yeah.
I studied music in the university, so this is like this has been my life. I just think when I went to urban music, started doing urban music, I found everything in my computer, in a piano, like all these folders with sounds and drums and synths and everything, and that's amazing. I love to do music like that. But I think this album gave me that beginning of my career when I started music, like even writing sheets and making the arrangements from the heart. And I started like with the people, and we were there in a studio, like as you said, in a moment, 57 people in a studio creating what we want to express, even with the piano, with the violin, with the guitar, with the oboe, with everything, to have like 57 putting energy in a song. Emotional, beautiful. Like, because you can say like, no, we don't even think that's gonna fit, but someone came with some melody or something that you could see the music growing, evolving, building from nothing to what I feel right now when I listen. Every song was beautiful in this process of this album. Amazing.
What do you tell your young self when you're just starting out and you're committing to music? What do you tell your young self who wondered, was this
I
even
don't
possible?
know. I just think like myself from now, always talk to her.
Yeah.
It's crazy because I love music so much that I always knew that I was going to do this no matter what.
Yeah.
Like, I love spending hours in the studio, I love to know people, musicians. I really love to get this moment to talk and just learn and know world and music. So I really think that because I always believed that there's gonna be a moment for me. I don't know when, but there's gonna be a moment for me. But now I can say that I'm super proud. If I make a stop and I go back and I listen to all the process and all that I have to go through, I'm super happy. And I really want to just be my greatest version for the people that has given me this opportunity to be here right now.
How do your family feel about this album? I already know the answer, but I want to hear it from you. How?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
They love it.
Yeah, of course.
They love
Of course.
it.
I mean,
it's us.
they're in it,
Yeah.
right? They're in it. And that relationship that you have with your parents is very special, very unique. You know, most parents, and I think anyone who's an artist will tell you that most parents are trying to encourage you to not commit to making music because there's no money in it, there's no security in it, there's safety over here. We just want you to just do something that you can get paid to do and it's a good life. And your parents got upset when you didn't want to make music. It's almost the reverse of that, isn't it? When you were like, I don't want to make music anymore, they were like, why? They didn't understand.
They were like that because they knew it.
I don't
They
see it as any
know.
other way.
They knew.
Yeah, why
that
are you
I
turning your
love-
back on this?
Exactly.
Right,
Why,
right.
if you love it, if you have our support and everything, I think my parents, my sisters, we are a normal family, a traditional Colombian family. Like
What is a
as-
traditional Colombian family?
Oh my God! Like no, like having a traditional Colombian family is you have to go to church every Sunday.
Yeah.
You have to visit your grandmother at least 3 times per week.
Yeah.
Every grandmother, like parent or mom, and you have to reunite in all the holidays.
Yeah.
Everyone celebrates everything. So we are like very united. But we are a normal family. We have fights. Sometimes we are disappointed. Sometimes we're mad. But to have them is the most grounded thing that I have right now in my life. To be like having them around me, even in a moment that I don't know what is happening to me. It's so much stuff. This is big. I'm like traveling the world. I'm doing stadiums tours and
Dreams are big.
dreams are big. And dreams are big. And what is happening to me right now, to have them surround myself is just to feel that I'm still me. And with them by my side, I don't forget how it started and why it started. Like the really purpose of this is because I love it. And now I think I just found a biggest purpose that is to speak for all of my fans.
Yeah.
They just find themselves in my songs. They found a space, a safe space in my concerts, in my music. And I think that's the purpose. I just found it. And this gives me like a lot of motivation to keep moving, to keep doing things for them, to be better and better and better. Because I don't know, it's a blessing to be chosen, to be someone that can help so many people to go through this hard life, you know?
You know, you worked for it though. It could have been very different too. You know, you, like any young person, found something that you love, dedicated yourself to that passion, and trusted the industry would support you and do what you thought it would do.
Yeah.
And it didn't. It let you down, right? It let you down in a lot of ways. And you
Yes.
experienced things that are way too common and
Really hard.
Yeah, hard. And there was a moment when it was too hard. And you were like, you know what? It broke me. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to focus on why that happened. I want to focus on where you found the strength to carry on, because you could have just been another brilliant, talented person who met the wrong people and got the wrong advice and had the wrong experiences and rightfully
Yeah.
decided to not do this anymore.
I just think I really wasn't able to do music anymore because I wasn't kind of asked for things that doesn't represent even what I was doing in the music. So maybe it made me feel that it wasn't for me, that I love music, but that was going to be something that I would keep for myself. I moved to New York, and I used to live in Baldwin, in Long Island, in my aunt's house. And I had to take like 3 buses and a subway to go to study in Manhattan. And it was crazy because you know a lot from different cultures, you know a lot from different people. but I started like seeing some billboards about a conference of music, like music as a business. And I think that was the first time I saw something that spoke about music as a business, not just doing music, being in a studio. And I was like, oh, I can go just to learn, just to see.
But until then, Carol, what was your relationship like with music? If you've been making it and it's been your lifelong dream, and then you're in Long Island with your aunt and you're like, it's not, I can't fulfill this dream. It's too challenging. It's not, I don't fit. Could you even listen to music then? What was your relationship with music like during that time?
I was like kind of a year. Then I was like super depressed the first month. But then I think I just found myself like trying to find new things.
Purpose, yeah.
Yeah, like I was like, let's see what's going to happen. And like I was really enjoying the time of myself, taking the buses, the train, being like in a big city that everyone goes to dream in. And I was like, I'm going to open my arms and let's see what the world has for me. But I saw this about like the Boston Music Conference, and I was like, I really need to go just to see what is music business. When I went there and I was like for 2 weeks, I learned so much. How can I do this, what I love? I just think you have to do what you love. Because if you do what you love, you're gonna find always a way. Even if you don't find one, it's going to come. So
I agree
after
with
that, I think I started again, like having these little touches with music. I was like super away from social media, super away from everyone. And I started like having again a moment to watch, to see, oh, who are the new artists, what are they doing? I like this. I love to listen to music everywhere.
What year was this? Approximately what year was this? Do you remember what year?
It was 2006.
2006.
Yeah, 2006. Like I have it super clear. It was 2006. And after that, I was kind of scared, but I went back to Colombia and I told my father, like, Pa, I think I'm ready to start like having these little moments with the music. I just want to go to the studio and see what happens. And we're here. After that, non-stop. Of course, stops, but normal stops of life.
Of course, but it feels to me, and keep me honest, that the biggest change you made was at that moment that you decided to invest in family and not invest in the industry, that your parents became far more instrumental, even more instrumental in helping you get things moving in terms of making decisions and trusting, and that you brought it in-house, your sister and whatnot, that it was like, let me find a trusted environment where I can create safely. Is that fair?
That's the strongest point.
Yeah.
I think to go back to home and ask my father, like, I'm gonna do this, but you have to be by my side. To ask my father to leave everything else that he was doing to be the one who was going to be with me, like representing me, going everywhere. And he was able, he said yes. It was a process. It was hard. It was like a lot of familiar support. But I think it was the way that as you said, I felt like kind of comfortable and secure to do music again. And he was with me everywhere, even in the studios, like spending so much time, like everywhere. We were like, Pa, there's gonna be a concert. We have to go. We have to meet people and everything. And we create like a big, huge team of people, but we were two.
Yeah.
So we used to make the calls, and I was like, hi, it's Carol's manager. We are just offering this and that shows. We're doing shows and everything, but we were my father and I, and that was like amazing to remember those things right now, you know?
Yeah. Was there a little bit of pressure that came with that too, as well as feeling safe and secure and knowing that you're with people who have your back? Your achievements, what you go on to achieve, will ultimately define everyone's investment, everyone's time, the energy they're putting into this, right? It's like,
For sure.
you know, like, it's on me now.
Yeah. And we had like hard familiar moments because of that, you know, like my father being with me. It was always like my mother support me and my sister, but there were moments where we were like, we have been spending everything in this. What's next? What's going to happen? Like, this deserve the time, this deserve the invest of everything or not. But I don't know, I just think like on the way, we just found every way to keep moving, to keep moving, to keep moving until we got here.
Is that the trick? Just keep going?
Just keep going. Just keep going and be. I just think you have to be careful who you listen to. There is so many people around you. All of us, we have a mind. We have like different ways of thinking. And everyone has like limits or different visions. And they try to put you in their mind. So you can have a great idea, but someone can come to you and say like, no, you're not gonna get it. Like that's impossible to get it. And you're gonna say like, oh my God, yeah, maybe no. So you don't even try.
Can I tell you a story about the movie? I was watching the film on a plane, right? I was like, okay. I was coming back from work and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna watch
I
this
cried so
film.
much. Sorry, in that movie. Crazy.
Oh, dude, I got emotional a couple of times as well. There's some real moments in there. It's a very human story. It's brilliantly told. But there's a moment in there where you're like, okay, we're gonna put a big shark on the stage, okay? And I don't mind telling you.
Okay.
At first when you said that, I was like, I thought of like Jaws and the Universal Studios tour. I'm like, this is gonna look really bad. The shark shows up and the shark is phenomenal. Like it looks phenomenal. And I was like, wow, she really saw the shark.
I want like with the details.
Incredible.
I need the mega shark.
It's a mega shark.
It's a mega shark because it had a lot of meaning in all the process of Mañana Será Bonito.
Yeah.
So I love my team. They're great. They made
the shark.
They made the shark, right?
One of my other favorite moments is when you took a look at the screens and you decided to take charge with the camera operators. And you were like, and it's a brilliant moment because what it says is like, I need you to love doing this as much as I love doing this. It's fine to just show up and do your job. I get it. We all do that. But I need you to want to do your best work because I'm trying to do my best work. And that's how we make the best for everybody. And I love that moment because it was clear frustration was what drove you to finally act in that way. But you were so succinct about why you wanted people to extend themselves.
I just think that I admire a lot people that work with passion, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I love to be down there and seeing like how people loves what they do.
Yeah.
Even I'm happy to be sitting in here and know that you go like all over the world, like sitting with different amazing people, musicians, and you get in those places and you know the person who you're gonna talk to.
I love it.
You know, that's for us, or like for me especially, that's amazing. So when I was in that specific moment, like you create everything with a reason, you know, like if the choreo was created to, okay, in here, in the screens, we're gonna see this, we're gonna change to that, and we're gonna change to here, because the 80% of the people that are on stadiums, they watch the show on the screens.
That's right.
So I really want them to feel that it deserved the ticket or their efforts that they do to buy a ticket.
Well,
because
and you're
so
right. You can tell when you go to a show when everyone, like I remember the first time I ever saw a band where the road crew came out and they all looked impeccable. They were all dressed in suits with hats and they looked impeccable. The White Stripes, their road crew used to wear suits with hats. All looking,
Oh
and
my
I'm like,
God!
okay,
Me getting ideas.
right? Because you see road crew come out before shows all the time, making sure mics are good, everything else. It's part of the anticipation of a show. Like you know, as soon as the last person leaves, basically.
And you see that there's people that notice the details.
The audience know this. If you've been to enough shows, you know that as soon as the guitar tech comes up and does it just once and puts it down, it's almost showtime, right? That's the
Exactly.
last check for
I
the
love
tuning and
it.
everything. But to see them dressed in suits looking impeccable, I'm like, they really love their job.
Yes, I just think at that moment, as you said, I just was like, it's not that hard.
Yeah.
Just
wanna
you
be
can,
here.
if you feel it, you're gonna even feel the choreo. You know, if you watch the choreo and you wanna show, if you are the camera guy, you want to show like the specific moment. But then it was perfect. I think I'm like with the show and those type of things, I'm kind of a little hard. I'm super hard with myself. And I think I try to give that energy, not in a bad way.
Yes.
I just always tell to my team that there's people in every single profession trying to find motivation. So there's gonna be camera guys in the audience watching how they show the show in the
Yes.
cameras. There's gonna be guitar players, drum players, even dancers.
There's inspiration
even-
points everywhere.
Exactly. So just please feel that everyone comes here to see the show, not just to see me. Just the show, everything together. All of us, we're rock stars. Everyone is gonna find out something here because of you, because of you, because of you. So I need you, all of you,
Yes, boss.
in the same energy.
Yes, boss.
In the same energy.
That's how it is. You know, it's. You said something before, which is so common. Out of great success comes this inbuilt self-analysis, this thing with a lot of people where you're very hard on yourself. I mean, let me have a guess that one of the most common things you've heard from people who know and love you the most is, why are you so hard on yourself?
All the time.
Yeah. So, why are you so hard on yourself? Do you know where it got? Where can you trace it? Are you at a point now, at this point, having achieved enough and lived enough life, where you're starting to understand a little more where that comes from?
I don't know. I just think I watch a lot myself. Sometimes there was a moment in my life that of course, tried to fit in something, maybe to be known
Yeah.
or to be seen.
To be seen.
But when I got this, okay, if I'm gonna do this for the rest of my life, I have to be me. I cannot play a character because it's gonna be hard to maintain
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
time and everything. And I'm going to express myself in my songs and who I am and everything. And I just think that watching myself with more consciousness has making me, like, it became me really hard with myself. I don't know, I just think that I always could do more. Even if I'm doing the best or the most, I think I could do more. And I think it comes because I don't really believe that I'm where I'm at right now. You know, like if I'm sitting here and thinking about what's coming and everything, I don't believe myself that I'm that person that people go and watch the shows and everything. For me, I'm just Carolina, still in my house, trying to find a way to express myself in music. So I keep being like super hard to get that opportunity to be seen and known of what I'm doing, of what I love.
So
you
is
know?
it almost like you're just trying to live up to what Carol G is for people in some way? Because there's a lot of people who love you and they see Carol on stage, and I think they know that you're Carolina. I think they know that because you're so honest in your music and your performance.
I think you answered for me, like saying that I think to feel that amount of love is what makes me feel like super hard with me. It's so many hearts to feel, it's so many scarves to heal, it's so many people to represent that I need to be ready for all of that, you know? And I know they expect a lot about me. And I don't even do the things for them to be happy, because I do my things because I'm happy and I love them. But I really feel the responsibility to give them at least my best in my way, you know? So that's why I'm like super hard with everything.
You know, you stand on the shoulders of giants like all of your peers, the greats who have paved the way. We see them on the walls here, the greats who have,
Yeah.
who have built this music and made this music out of love and passion. And you speak openly about some of the people in the film. You know, you talk with real heart about Selena and about the impact that her music and her life, all too short, had on you and on your peers. I mean, she's kind of day one, isn't she, for the modern artist trying to
Yeah.
achieve a global audience. She's sort of day one, right?
Day one, I think that when I saw her movie, it was the moment that I was like, oh, I really want to do this for the rest of my life. When I did the process of this album and I started like listening back to all the songs that I grew up listening to,
Yeah.
I found that my biggest inspirations are women. It's crazy because not talking about just her, because she was the biggest and she's still my biggest inspiration. It's incredible how I just find female energy the most powerful and inspiring for me. The way like showgirls, vedettes used to express themselves with fire, fears, because it was just the only way for them to be seen, to have like a word, you know. But then if I go to the lyrics of the songs, if I go to the different styles, if I go to the girls that represent us globally, even singing in English, but having our roots, like I just think that there's something huge about female energy that is really into me, and that I put that in every job, in every project, in every album, in every way.
In the album title, Tropico Quieta.
And in the title, you know, like
Where did
in
they come
everything.
from? Where did they come from? I love it.
Okay, I think I'm like kind of a person in every album. So for this one, I was feeling like there's a lot of congas in the songs, a lot. Like I think it's the main character is the congas, and it's really tropical, you know, that sound is super tropical. And I was like, how I found my way to have this name in this tropical world. So Coqueta, para nosotros, is this flirty girl that is like super secure of herself, and so I just add tropical at the beginning, and I got this new name for my album that I think expressed perfectly the world that we are.
I love how you made a lot of this music on the road as well. That stadium, I feel like a lot of what we're talking about in relation to Tropico Quieta is really inspired by that tour.
Fully.
Yeah, I want to talk about that because that tour nearly didn't happen, and you saw the vision, you pushed it forward, you broke attendance records in stadiums around the world. You were the first Latina artist to ever tour worldwide, globally, on a stadium level. You achieved so much in that time, and yet you were already thinking about coming home.
All the time. I think, I don't know, I feel home everywhere I go because people make me feel that way. But I was in the US part of the tour when I started thinking, okay, what's going to be my next step? Like US was the first leg, then Latin America, then Europe. So I started it was 2023. I was in US, and I was like, I don't know why. What about if I just go the most Latina myself? Because I am. I'm speaking my truth. This is what I am. Like I said in Spanish, I'm super criolla. That's a word. Like I'm super from here. And like being on the road, I started like, I brought an engineer with me everywhere I went. Everywhere. Like he went to every place with me. I knew so many different studios. It was amazing. To create this album was incredible.
What a joy.
Yeah,
Travel
it
the
was
world
so
and
much joy.
Yeah,
That's the word.
I have
so
this
much
headline
joy.
show to do, which is going to give me all of this beauty and this love, and then I get to spend my day, which is normally sitting in a hotel room warming up for this. I get to create.
I get to create. And the thing I was like with my team, I need like to give me a list of studios just to watch and to pick where I want to go. And I started like exploring these genres that I wanted to be with, like even cumbia villera or this mariachi with sinfonica song that I wanted to, or I really want a Latina pop old balada song, or I really want this and that. And it started like throwing ideas, bringing people. I was super blessed that I called and people came to me, producers, people that I wrote music with, and being on the road, creating this album, feeling the energy of my Latina community was, oof. If I could put like a camera with that specific energy vision, it would be like, wow. Because it was crazy to have like a narrative, an idea, a feeling of a creation that you want to do and be surrounded by energy. That energy, my Latina community, the love of them, like even knowing different places, still like noting more of our culture in different places. It was amazing.
Was this part of the original manifesto? You talk in the movie about the project. You refer to things as the project, and I feel like you're a manifester. Like you create.
I manifested this album a long time ago.
A long time ago. So can we go back to that moment and how it fits into the overall vision, the manifestation you had as a young person about how you wanted this to go? And are you on track?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think first, because I really love different music, salsa, merengue, bachata, reggaeton, everything for our Latina community. I love it. I grew up listening to all of those genres. My first biggest and public manifestation was when I was in Coachella, that I did in my show. I have like 70 minutes, my show, and I did have 15 minutes of honoring my Latina community, singing songs of Celia Cruz, Shakira, Selena Quintanilla, Ricky Martin, Despacito, like all of these artists that for me gave me opportunity to be on that stage. And at that day was like my biggest manifestation to say, I'm going to be a representation of my culture. So this is the moment. That's the moment where everything started. And I was like with my team, like I really dream about a moment where I can create an album full of different stuff, like different things, different sounds. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be a challenge because you don't have just one. If you listen to it, you are in a plane, going everywhere. It's a trip for all over the places. Then when I started like with this idea in 2023, last year, I was in Woman of the Year. It was like May, I think.
Another
And-
milestone too, the first Latina to be Woman of the Year.
My God. And I was there and I was like, I really want to perform one of my biggest hits, but in another genre. Like I played Amargura, is in reggaeton, but I did it in salsa. The stage was full of girls, like musicians, great musicians. And we played salsa and we enjoyed it that much. And I was like, oh, it feels so good. So what about if I try to do another different genre for the Song of the Summer? And I did Si Antes Te Hubiera Conocido. And it felt so good. Even when I did Mi Ex Tenía Razón, Gucci Los Paños, all those Mexican vibe songs, everything felt so special that I was just preparing myself and I think preparing my fans for what they were about to listen to in this album.
How important is love to this album?
It's everything. For me, love is love. Love is the reason. I don't know, even you're seated there because you love what you do. I'm sitting here because I love what I do. I'm good because I'm surrounded by people that loves me. I think I do good music because I do the music with so much love, you know? Everything for me, it's about love. And in this album especially, the love is touched in a different way from my last one because in my last album, I think I was really covering myself with a case, speaking about love with so much fear, not confident at all. But in this album, the love is in its biggest way. Even if you're loving someone that you cannot be with,
Yeah.
you're gonna sing about it with no, no fear,
Yeah.
not embarrassed,
Yeah.
no nothing. Everything in this album, every single topic is touched in the specific way.
Yeah, it's a very unafraid experience, which is, again, unique because a lot of times when you enter into relationships with people, you fall in love. And in particular, if you're an artist and you fall in love with somebody, it doesn't matter whether they're another artist or there's somebody else who's doing
Yeah.
a completely separate job.
Exactly.
There's a lot of attention. There's a lot of like, okay, who are you with? It's been like this forever. What has inspired this person to be together with this person? How's it going to go? And a lot of times that drives people to be very protective. And I always wonder, like, how does love play into songwriting when you're so scared to show it to people in the first place, right? Because there's so much attention on it. Yet you seem unafraid to show that side of yourself.
That's a really good point because I think for me to give this album to my team was the hardest part.
Yeah.
Like I made so many changes in the dates. I created like the most personal relationship with this album because I had a lot of joy creating it, you know? Like I love, it's when you have something that you love that much,
You know where that
that
goes.
you're not able to put it out there to people to judge and speak about it. You know, it's hard for me to put this album out and to have like people just judging it, even if they don't have the time to understand why I did the songs, why I choose to go this way. It's hard, just because I love it so much. I don't want no one to touch it and ruin it, and
Yeah.
you know. But this is it. you know, like this is the way to go. Because if I don't put the music out there, like how I'm gonna kind of keep circulating the blessings of everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
How is life now, Carol, versus where we saw you last time? You talked a little bit about surrounding yourself and protecting yourself and writing songs and putting out music, a version of yourself maybe you wanted to be but weren't at the time, but you seem very balanced and happy right now. You seem good right now. What are you wrestling with still? What are some of the challenges that you want to overcome in the near future?
I just think I went through a lot of stuff in my life, and the last 3 or 4 years of my life, I think it was the hardest punch that I got. And after that,
Why was it the hardest?
Because it was in all the ways. Like people that feel a lot, I think there's a lot of people that feel intense, strong, and I'm one of those persons. If I'm happy, I'm super happy. If I'm sad, I'm super sad. I'm not like in a half, never. I'm not in a half. So everything that really I care about, and if someone touched that in a bad way, it hurts me and it can break me, you know? And it's crazy because I have a song in the album. The name of the song is Iboni Bonita. I created an alter ego in my life to go through all those things. I was like that disappointed of myself that I let myself touch the bottom that deep, that I thought I could not go through anything. And then I was in a boat with my friends and I was listening to a Wizkid song, and I thought I just heard he said something about Iboni, my baby, something like that. And I was like, oh my God, Iboni, that name crazy. If someone called me and says like, oh, I'm here, like your boyfriend is here with an Iboni, I'm gonna get crazy because it can say Daniela, Camila, whatever, but Iboni, it sounds like
triggers,
mystic, everything, like pretty.
Yeah.
I don't know, so I was like, at that time, everyone is going to call me Iboni. So for the last 4 years, even in my Zoom calls, in everything, my name was Iboni. And I was in the studio with Pharrell.
Yeah.
And for a long time, we were about to do music, and we got at this point where I was creating this album. And I was like, I just want to listen the most Latina version of Pharrell. Let's see what can go up from this moment. And when I heard the music, it just sounded to her, that Iboni, that girl that could take me here, and I never even noticed it until the end. So I think right now, I'm happy I went to all those things, and I think I've evolved, not just for me, for a lot of people, but those were hard times that I never gave flowers to myself for what I went through, you know? And I'm happy that we talked about this because I could give the flowers to that song, Iboni, that express what I think about that girl that took me here. That is myself. Like, I think all of us, we have an Iboni inside that take us to those places that we don't know where to go, but we don't never give the flowers.
That's deep. I appreciate that answer so much because, I think identity is a fascinating thing and we shift and move all the time in order to process things until we get to a place where we're strong enough to be able to process as our natural self. Do people call you Carolina now on Zoom calls? Are you back to just being you?
I think I'm ready. I love being Iboni on the Zoom calls because it's just a moment in my life where I really needed this person, but I'm ready to be Carolina. That's why I'm back in this color of the hair. I have highlights and everything, but this is my real color of the hair. And I think I'm ready to show myself the most genuine, authentic version of who I am.
Are you trusting?
Yes, I am a trusting person.
Well, it's beautiful that you can still be trusting because you've been through some really tough times where that could have been eroded. Trust could have been tough for you to hold on to because of situations. And how have you held on to that core human desire to want to trust people?
I don't know, but life just showed me that everything happened for a reason and everything was going to take me to a better place. So that better place that was next that came after all the darkness gave me the trust that I have right now in different things that I don't know, you know? So I just keep like thinking that the best is coming, and if something doesn't happen or whatever, it's because something biggest is on the way. So I need to trust to open the doors and to let all those things to come in.
So you live with faith.
I live with faith. Oh, and I live with faith.
You do.
Like, yeah, I live with faith and I live with faith.
No, but I'm glad that happened by accident, because, you know, it's really lovely to see that evolve over the course of the film, and to see you find someone that you can trust, that understands what you go through and who you are. And it seems to me that both of you, despite the fact that you are brilliant artists in your own right, seem to have a pretty egoless relationship. Is that fair to say?
Completely. And we, like, of course, we are like a public people. There was a moment where people were going to notice no matter what. But I think we keep things really for us.
Yeah.
And we always put like our relationship first, away from anything else. And even it just make us enjoy everything in a different way. I don't know. It's kind of, for our relationship, it's kind of, we have like two lives. It's like what people knows about us.
Yeah.
But people don't really know nothing about us being a partner. Like the way we live life, the way we enjoy life, the way we do things out of our careers.
Do you think about
amazing.
life away from this one day, or at least not as intense as this one day, and like what it will be like to actually be able to focus more on the second part? And
I really think so, you know, and I think I have been waiting for that moment for so long. But right now, I think with this album, it's kind of, it's not a bye. It's not like my goodbye, but I think this is a moment where I'm trying to just, that's why right now I'm studying so hard, like practicing so hard in different things that I just think I want to see myself in the way that I wanted to see myself all my life. I don't know how to explain this, but this is my chance for me, because I did things on the way, you know? I was just taking the opportunities. But this album was created from zero. So I'm creating everything from zero. My tour, my, like, everything. So I have this opportunity to study what I really want to learn, for everything that is coming. I'm going to be like my biggest version because of myself, because of how I want to see myself. So I think after this, I'm going to be ready to take the next step to explore all different things in my life.
Carol, ella se merece un 10, lo digo en un verso sano, de parte de Lucho Chamier, es orgullo colombiano.
This is real. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The city knows. Everybody knows.
There's a quinceañera in the corner that I have to go and say hi.
Okay, we can do that.
Yeah, that's gonna be
I've done
special.
my bit. We sat down and talked. This is on you. I'm just following you now.
Oh, no, if you want to, yeah, because there is a quinceañera on the corner that I think if we say hi, she's
Yeah.
going to be like super happy.
I'd love to. I'd love to. We're here for a reason. It's not just that we're in Colombia. We are here. We are in Valledupar. So why are we here?
Okay, I brought you here because in my representation of Colombia in this album, my representation is a vallenato. So vallenato is a genre that represents us really hard in the world. I think it's the soul of Colombia, even cumbia too. Like this part of the country is the coast of the country. So, here we have. Should we say hi?
Yes. Always.
Hi, hola. ¿Cómo estás? Bien, gracias a Dios. Feliz cumpleaños, son tus 15 años hoy. Dios, ¿quién nos va a tomar la foto? A ver que nos tomen una foto. Zane, you have to come to the picture, of course. Epa,
Beautiful.
feliz cumpleaños, reina.
Gracias, muchas gracias.
Que la pases increíble hoy. So cute. If we're gonna talk about what's the soul of Colombia, is
You notice how we slowed down in the shade? Did you know how we slowed right
I
down?
know. Me too. I started like, yeah,
It's like
walking
we're
so
just-
slow because
it's like,
here is
it's as long as we can right here.
This is like the wind and people is hot today
hot.
in Valledupar.
It's hot.
But here, this place, even we're going to the park,
Mm-hmm.
it's not like the Parque El Pueblo, is where everything started. Like the accordion, that is like kind of the soul of the vallenato.
Mm.
The European people, they brought it and they mixed with all our music in here.
Mm.
So they took it, they make it there, and they make it poetry.
And it's folk music, right? Essentially, it's storytelling. I mean, all music is, but there's a real sense of storytelling to this.
Yeah, it's folklore.
Yeah.
It really talks about like our ancestors, the lifestyle in that era, even how they manage love, they manage like being separated, not having communication. So all the songs, it's kind of poetry.
Yeah.
It's poems and it really represents us. So here in Valledupar, this is like the place of the birth of Vallenato. And in the place that we were going, it's a plaza,
Yeah.
but it's a world of things that they have challenges of people playing different instruments, the accordion, la guacharaca, la caja. The caja is from African people too. Like we have a lot of influences for different parts of the world. And
It's so uniquely situated, isn't it, Colombia,
Yes.
in terms of like the culture that surrounds it?
Yes, and we have like so many different genres, so many different instruments that come from the indigenous and everything. But cumbia and vallenato really represent us really hard. So I have a vallenato in my album. That's why I really wanted to come here. And I ask you why now. Let's bring Zane.
Oh, I'm so happy
and
to be here.
I have a surprise. I have two surprises. I'm going to take you to a place where they do handmade it, the sombrero volteado.
Yes.
The sombrero volteado.
Amazing.
We made one for you, like especially.
What, for me?
And yeah, of course.
Oh my God,
yeah,
it's
of course.
amazing.
That's kind of. I wear it in my tour, like every show. I had
if it
to
doesn't
put it like.
fit, I have a surprisingly small head.
No, oh, okay. That's oh my God. Like I don't think I took in all the details. I'm
Abnormally
dying.
tiny.
Now, like watching to all my team, like okay.
It's all right, we can
No,
pad it. We can pad it.
Hopefully it's gonna fit. Hopefully it's gonna fit because it's beautiful.
I've got to ask you, because we're here, it's my first time in Colombia and it's so beautiful to be here. And the people are so lovely and generous and warm and kind. And the environment is so creative. And there's so much community here.
Yes.
I could go on. For you growing up in Colombia, what was that experience like as a child?
Oh,
What's your
wow.
childhood like?
I think we as a Colombians, we have like a really hard traditions. Like we are super familiars, and I think we respect a lot, like different celebrations that have passed for years and years and years, and we respect a lot where we come from.
Yeah.
And even like that's why I'm taking you
Yeah.
to have like a sombrero volteado. It's kind of a symbol of Patrick, like that. It's proud of where we are, like where we are, like we're from Colombia, and we really love that we are Colombians, and that's something that we want to wear everywhere in the world because we really want the world to know that we're from here. So it's really special because even the kindness, like the attitude of the people, even in bad situations, like you're gonna find everywhere. Always like people that are, even if they're having bad situations, it's crazy because people from here and from
Yeah.
all over Colombia,
Yeah.
we have attitudes for everything.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
the attitude that we have to front life, it's amazing.
Where does that come from, do you think? That very unique balance between tradition, but this zest to sort of create and to just live life at its fullest.
Oh, I just think it's from home. I think for years and years and years, like our fathers have been teaching us how to go through stuff and to have like the best face for everything and to change. That you can change your reality, just putting like a different cover to everything.
That's you.
So,
That's
it's
your story, isn't it? I mean, you have created this life for yourself, and now you're bringing it home.
Everything is really deep. I don't know. I just think people from here, we have big dreams, even if we don't find the opportunities and we don't
Yeah.
know how we're gonna make it,
Yeah.
everyone has big dreams in their houses. Everyone supports each other. Like everyone is super friendly, super explosive, super happy, super. Oh my God, I'm super. Like we have so much people here that is super
know.
special. So
You can make some noise if you want. It's okay. It's like...
I feel super happy that you're doing this.
That's amazing. It's
Yeah.
so cool. Thank you.
No, thank you. Wow.
It's so brilliant. I'm having such a wonderful day, and I feel so connected to this album and to the music.
Okay, I have a surprise.
Oh, okay.
I have a little surprises for you.
Okay,
on
I'm
the road.
excited. I'm excited.
And I'm excited too.
Okay,
It's
I'm
gonna be
excited.
amazing.
What is Valledupar to the rest of Colombia? How do you think that Colombia sees this particular?
Place.
Yeah.
No, it has a lot of story. And even the greatest singers and musicians in the country,
Yeah.
this place, you're gonna find like a list of the best, of the greatest,
Yeah.
and the history of what they have done for Colombia in the world, the representation that they
So
have
it's to create a
done out.
pilgrimage for artists to some degree, if you
Exactly.
if you understand.
Exactly. It's really special. It's amazing, and even culturally, more than just music and vibe and love. This place, like everyone, like in vacation times,
Yeah.
they come to the coast from all over the country
Yeah.
because these special places in the coast of Colombia, they have like another vibe. It's they're close to the ocean.
Yeah.
It's always sunny, so
Yeah.
the energy all the time is crazy.
What's your earliest memory as a kid when you were growing up?
Like a big family. Like my greatest memories is like my father is a son of 14. And all of them, like all my
Wow.
aunts and my
That's a lot of
uncles, they have
uncles,
like
a lot of
3 or
aunts, yeah.
4 kids.
Yeah.
So we're a lot cousins. And as I said, with our traditions, we celebrate a lot. So I think my greatest memories is with all of them having so much
how
fun.
big is your guest list for the hometown shows?
Oh.
It's like 300 people.
And if it's in here,
So
it's really hard. Yeah, because we have like my friends, my family, the friends of my family.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. Where are we going?
Okay, I'm taking you to the place where they handmade
Yeah.
the sombrero volteado,
Yes.
our symbol of representation.
I am so excited. I've never tried. I don't think I've ever tried on a traditional sombrero before.
No. Okay, wait.
Not like this.
Okay, so this is birthday made. Hola.
Hola. Hola.
Okay,
¿Cómo
this
estás?
is really handmade.
Wow.
Folklore, wisdom, soul, roots. They made that. Like that's why it's called sombrero volteado.
Yeah.
¿Cuánto tiempo
Approximately?
toma más o menos hacer un solo sombrero?
Aquí tenemos el sombrero volteado que lo estamos aquí armándolo. Aquí lo puede ver. Este sombrero tiene una semana de proceso. Para hacer este sombrero, todo va en la fibra, en el tejido, en la calidad del sombrero que vemos acá. Aquí lo puedes ver que aquí ya lo estamos armando. Por acá también lo tengo donde lo estamos también procesando. También aquí lo tenemos tejiéndolo, como hacemos el sombrero volteado. Aquí está en elaboración, formándolo en hebra, formando la vuelta. Ahí forma el tejido para llegar hasta hacer el sombrero de este estilo. Acá también tenemos este estilo, que también viene siendo la pinta, la vuelta, que también lleva el sombrero volteado. Aquí lo puedes ver que ya aquí lo estamos elaborando, estamos en proceso. Y que esta es la vuelta que tenemos acá fabricada. Ya este sombrero aquí está totalmente terminado. Ya este sombrero.
With the cane, they make like strings
Wow.
completely, and they started like doing the turnings,
Yeah.
and they created like completely that way.
And from there to the sewing machine, then it becomes a symbol from there.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
And this is
So
yours,
good.
and
This
it
is
has
mine?
your name.
Oh, muchas gracias. Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias. Thank you so much. Muchas gracias. Muchas. This is mine?
It fits.
It fits like a glove.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's so beautiful.
Perfect.
Yes. Gracias. You know, like this has
Thank
the
you.
perfect shape.
Thank you.
Wow.
It's beautiful.
I'm gonna ask
Do I look
for
good?
one for me for later. You look crazy. So come follow me. To finish this special day, I just brought all the crazy women and best musicians to play the song for you.
Wow.
So they're all of
Hola.
them here. Hola.
Hola. ¿Cómo estás? Lovely to meet you all.
So we're ready. ¿Estamos listas? ¿Estamos listas? Iván, ¿estamos listos? ¿Están listos? Yeah, you're
This is
my audience
amazing.
today. Listo.